So, since starting YouTube back in 2014, I've had many, many very odd and crazy things happen to me because of it. And I've told many of those stories on this channel before, but I haven't told this one. And this one doesn't directly involve me, but it kind of does. And I thought you guys would enjoy hearing about it. If you do, leave a like on the video, and let's just get into this. So today's story time is about the time that somebody swatted my girlfriend. Yeah, not something you want to have happen to your girlfriend or anybody that you care about or anybody in general for that matter. Yeah, swatting's very messed up, as we've all learned, and it's not funny. But anyway, yeah, let's get into it. So today's story time all takes place back when I was 16 years old, okay? This is when my YouTube channel really started to pop off. Things really started to change for me. Things were definitely getting pretty big, and I didn't really know how to handle it. I never had followers before or, made videos for an audience before. I made videos for years before this, but no one ever watched them, so it was all very new to me, to say the least. It was also extremely new for the people around me, like my mom, my dad, my family, my girlfriend. No one really knew what I had going on, you know what I mean? They didn't really understand it. It was all very new to them as well, understandably. Like my mom, for example, watching her son play video games all the time and then play video games all the time for thousands of people. She didn't really understand how or why it was happening. Anyway, so me and my girlfriend at this point were in a pretty good spot in our relationship, at least as good as you can be for two 16-year-olds. And, we were hanging out. I was finally getting some money, which was cool, from YouTube, so I could, buy her nice stuff and buy myself nice things and take us out to, cute dates and stuff, just classic couple shit. And one night, I called her up and I was like, hey, I want to go on a nice date. You want to go to this restaurant I found out about, and then we can go to a movie after? And she was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. So I walked to her house, met her there. We walked to this restaurant together because neither of our parents were home at the time, and we didn't have cars yet. So we walked to this restaurant. Luckily, it wasn't very far away from where she lived. She lived right down the street from the main area of the city. So we could just, walk there in 20 minutes. So we got there, got seated, sat down, hung out for a little bit, just talked, ordered some appetizers. The date was off to a great start, right? Everything was going smooth. Shortly after getting there, my girlfriend wanted to post on social media and show all of her friends and family the nice restaurant she was at. So she took a photo of the front of the menu on the table and put it on her Facebook. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but the menu had the restaurant name right on the front and the address. Didn't know that. Honestly, even if I did know that, I probably wouldn't have stopped her because I didn't even think about the fact that someone might swat me in public. And I also didn't even think any of my fans knew who my girlfriend was or her Facebook. So I didn't really think anything about her posting where we were at on her Facebook at the time. But anyway, yeah, she posted this status on her Facebook of the menu. And I think the caption was eating good or something like that. Just some classic social media flex. I don't know. And shortly after that, we ordered our entrees and we ate. And we were good for an hour. We were sitting at this table having a nice date. Things were going great. And literally at the end of the date is where everything just goes to shit. So the waitress came over. She asked if we wanted dessert. We said no. She gave me the check. I was signing off on it, tipping her. Literally, we were about to stand up and leave this restaurant. And right as I signed my name, I hear a deep-voiced, angry sounding guy yell out, "Is there an Austin in here?" And I look up to my left because I'm surely he's not talking about me. There's no way. He's got to be asking about someone else. But I look to my left and I look up, and there are two police officers at the front door of the main entrance of this restaurant. And I raised my hand and I was like, "I'm Austin." He's like, "Can you come here?" So I walk over there, and he walks me outside of the restaurant. He's holding onto my arm, escorting me out. And when we get outside, there is no joke, 11 cops. And I was like, holy shit. And he lets go of my arm and he's like, "Listen, we know who you are already. We've been to your house before. We know this is just some stupid, sick joke. But we had to come and make sure everything was okay. Do you know who might have done this?" And I was like, "I have no idea. I don't even know how they knew I was at a restaurant at this time." And he was like, "Did you post anything online about it?" I was like, "No." And then it clicked in my head. I was like, oh shit. He's like, "What?" I'm like, "My girlfriend did." He's like, "Yeah, well, you may want to have a talk with your girlfriend about not doing that anymore because clearly it's a problem." And I was like, "Yeah, I will. Don't worry." He's like, "All right, well, have a good one." And all the cops just left. Right then and there, they all just got in the car and dipped. It was the fastest swatting I've ever seen in my life. And they had been to my house before because this was around the time when this dickhead on Twitch swatted me. So they knew about me and who I was, and they just came because they had to. But anyway, after this, I walked back into the restaurant. Literally, the entire staff and all the customers in the restaurant were staring at me like I was some criminal because 11 cops just showed up for me and then let me go. So they were like really confused and kind of afraid of me. And then I walked up to my table and I sat down. And my girlfriend's like, "What happened? Like, what was that about?" I was like, "Somebody swatted me here." And she goes, "Swatted you? Why?" I was like, "Because people suck." And she was like, "Hasn't this happened to you before?" I was like, "Yep, at my house." That's the only reason they kind of knew who I was and didn't really like arrest me or, take me in for questioning. And she was like, "How'd they know you were here?" And I was like, "My guess is you posted on Facebook and some stalker fan has you on Facebook." And immediately she was like, "Holy shit, Austin, I'm so sorry. Like, I had no idea that would even be a problem. Like, I didn't even think about it." And I was like, "No, it's okay. It's okay. Like, I didn't even think about it either. Like, I'm not mad. It's okay. It could have gone a lot worse. Luckily, everything went okay. Like, just delete the post and never post about where we're at again, and I won't do the same." And she was like, "Yeah, for sure." So she deleted the post, and she actually ended up deleting her entire Facebook and making a new one because she was worried that there was like some stalker / hacker guy like on her friends list in disguise as like one of her family or something. So she like really went the extra mile and deleted everything and made a new one. And from that point forward, I never got swatted with her out in public ever again, or at her house, or anywhere for that matter. But weirdly, like a week later, she got pizza sent to her door, which is kind of odd. Like, the hacker dude must have known her address or something and sent like a few pizzas to her door because she got like 2 or 3 in one day. So that was really weird. But after that, nothing else happened. No swatting, no pizza after that. Things were like pretty normal. But it taught me a pretty valuable lesson that I needed to learn pretty quickly. Never post your location, where you're at, on your story, on your Facebook, wherever it may be, if you have social media followers, and especially while you're still there. But all in all, it could have gone a lot worse, so luckily, it all worked out. But, yeah, that is the story of how someone swatted me and my girlfriend. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like on the video if you do. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below. And subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later. Peace.